Hi, I'm at Lyme, Mexico, 2025. I was here 2019. And you can see by my story that I'm trying to put together how much better I got in 2019. Here, when I was left to die in Australia in Gold Coast Uni Hospital, in 2019 I was having seizures, couldn't hold my head up. My poor father, who died from the stress of all of this, and the medical neglect in Australia that continues for tick-borne disease patients, and they use just Lyme against us, but Lyme is in Australia. And spoken to Stephen Harris and Dr. Jennifer Sudgeon and Gordon Medical, and even they're saying what is going on in Australia. The IGNX is FDA approved. They're finding Lyme and relapsing fever, Borrelia, in Australian patients, plus babesiosis, Bartonella. Yet we've got these people that are supposed experts speaking up at the Senate inquiry. One doctor who diagnosed me with Lyme was diagnosing Lyme in the 1990s, saying this is no big deal. Well, there's patients of his that have died that I know for a fact, so it is a big deal. And I was one of his patients. He diagnosed me with Lyme. Then they come out with a research paper with no science to back it up or anything, just stating there's no Lyme. Now, why are these doctors doing this? They want research money. They want their names on research papers. They are they? There's another person there wanting to do different testing. Are they going to patent these tests and make money off it? Why won't they allow best world testing practices for the last 15 years that could have saved lives into Australia? Why weren't any treating doctors from America in the recent Senate inquiry? Why were there two doctors who have absolutely no idea how to treat this once it's chronic, complex, autoimmune, mast cell activation, requires multidisciplinary plasmapheresis, IVIGs, antibiotics? The disease is proven to persist in your body. I've just come up, I got off the plane extremely sick from John Hunter Hospital with 38 fevers in January, 37.9, vomiting, nausea, and all they're saying, oh, it's just stiff person, just stiff person. Well, I don't have freaking stiff person. There's another person in this same clinic being told misdiagnosed with stiff person, first off, and then they're like, no, it's not like it. It's all in our upper body and coming from our brain. So we both had encephalomyelitis, and a Lyme doctor found that in 2019. GAD65, that required follow-up treatment. It was proven I had persistent infection even with Medico Legal in 2021. That was ignored at every hospital, they wouldn't treat it. So I've had infections 2020 to 2025, persistent. The babesiosis, we do not have the technology like America to do proper testing. So every hospital I went to, can you please send blood overseas to infectious disease? No. PA infectious disease wanted me to go on immune suppressants because of the autoimmune marker, because all they see is the autoimmune marker. They're not looking for these infections that get under deep in your body under biofilm, galactin, and they persist. Babesia is known to persist. There's a man in Canberra who died, being misdiagnosed with chronic fatigue for 10 years. Too late for him, but they sent his blood overseas to find he had babesia. There's a new test at IGNX called FISH, and it's a inflorescent test that picks it up in your blood when it's hard to detect. So if you've got a really shitty immune system, which a lot of us do, they've had this a long time, compromised immune system, your IgG and IgM at times just can't produce the antibodies. So this is one of the best smears you can get to detect babesia. We don't have it. Even my doctor, my GP, said when I asked for a babesia smear, there's no methodology in this. What have they actually done? And often in Australia they just do one smear, and that's nowhere near good enough, I'm told here. You need to do multiple smears over 4 days, and then you need to follow up with that. They're not doing it, not even doing the basics with the smears they have, which are not good enough anyway. They need to have things like the FISH, inflorescent smear testing, RNA testing. They don't have it in Australia, and they refuse to send our blood overseas. So people are going to continue to die. My life is shortened. I've been extremely damaged. I have extreme spinal cord damage, and I've been told that occurred 21 to 23. So when they stopped my treatment, I became near quadriplegia. Even that was denied at Gold Coast Hospital. I have a discharge saying your spine's fine, go home. Nothing wrong with your spine. They refused. They didn't even do an MRI or CT scan, and I was sent home. So all this time is wasted. I had the autoimmune markers attacking me until I found one neurologist who cleaned my blood that helped temporarily, but the infections took off, and he had no infectious disease helping. I pleaded with the infectious disease to help in every hospital, and even in the hospital when I had the plasma, he would not help. No, sorry, I can't help you. The other one lied at John Flynn. He came in for 1 minute and then said, I'll come back tomorrow. He never came back. Yet he charged for 2 visits. So how can you charge for 2 visits when you come and see someone for 1 minute? These doctors, I don't know what's wrong with these doctors. They're scared of AHPRA, or they just don't care about the patients, because they're not standing up for us still. This has gone on too long. The Senate inquiry was ridiculous. To have no treating doctors that understand this and have experience under their belt. You have doctors there pretending that they know, and they're playing down the seriousness of this because they don't want to be sued. So of course they're going to play it down when they've had patients die and patients get worse because they haven't treated them properly.